What do you make when you're stuck at home and all you have is a giant pile of onions and some stale bread? This is what you make. You make this Instant Pot onion soup. It's delicious. Okay, so I had a whole bunch of plans for this spring season. My mom was going to come over and show us how to make marshmallows, and we had a whole bunch of other things lined up. But as you are probably all aware, things changed real quick in the world, and we're now at home. When I was trying to think of what to make today, I really wanted to not go to the store, basically. I really wanted to make something that I had all the ingredients to make at home, and I think that this is the kind of thing that you might also be happy about, because maybe you have all the ingredients already too. So we're making an onion soup, and it's a really, really straightforward onion soup. I'm making it in the Instant Pot. You don't need an Instant Pot to make this. You can make this in any kind of pot. It'll just take a whole lot longer. So I'm cooking this for 25 minutes. I think you'll probably cook yours if you have it in a normal pot on the stove for like 2 hours maybe. So the Instant Pot certainly helps, or any kind of pressure cooker certainly helps. Onion soup always starts with onions, and the best onion soup, in my opinion, is frickin' loaded with onions. Like, we're not messing around here. The soup is gonna be 90% onions and a few other things just to make it soupy, basically. So I have 1.5 kilos of white onions here that I've sliced any which way. I used a mandolin, but if you had an attachment on your food processor, that's certainly a lot easier and saves you some time. So this is 1.5 kilos, and I also have these beauties. So I found these gigantic, fresh, green spring onions at my local little market yesterday, and I just totally couldn't resist. So this is about another almost 500 grams. So altogether, we're talking 2 kilos of onion, and that can be a variety of white, red, green, whatever combination of onions you have. I do like using a combination because I feel like it's extra springy. Especially this time of year, we're kind of celebrating the blossoms and all that. So springy variety of onions, 2 kilos. Okay, so the Instant Pot is empty. And I'm just going to shove all these onions in there. Here they go. I did say to slice your onions any which way, but the main thing is that they're on the thin side. That's gonna be helpful. So next I'm gonna slice these puppies. I'm so into these, look at them. I could probably use the mandolin for these too. That might be cool. Let's see. Let's just see. This is kind of weird, it feels weird. Two at a time, maybe 3 at a time. Oh man, that's just crazy. So it's probably just as fast to just slice them by hand. If your knife skills are good, you can throw these through your food processor too. Whoa. See, aren't you glad I sliced all those white onions ahead of time? I've cried from onions on this show enough time for a lifetime, so we're not going to do that anymore. Okay, so all the green onions in, and I know you might be thinking, oh, they're nice green tops. Don't you want to finish the soup with that? Not really. I kind of want it all to just cook down. And then here I have a whole head of garlic, which I've separated into cloves. And I'm not going to be too precious about this. I'm just going to kind of smash it and rough chop it. because who's got the time, you know? If you want a little help with the chopping, a little bit of salt is always nice to help kind of pull some of that sticky juice out. I'm not a garlic press person. If you are a garlic press person, let's argue about it in the comments, shall we? Okay, so garlic's going in, and yeah, that's a whole bloomin' head. Like, I don't know how much it is, but at the end of the day, and we don't have an overhead camera, but I can show you, this Instant Pot is basically full of onions and a bit of garlic. So where's the measurements? Yeah, if I level this out, it's at the max. So that's 2 kilos of onion. Exciting, right? Okay, so into that pot, I'm gonna throw in some, and we don't even need to saute or caramelize these ahead of time. They're just gonna melt down and become really nice under pressure. So in with the onions and garlic, I'm gonna put some stock. So this is homemade chicken stock. You could easily use vegetable stock. You could also use water. I just want to talk about stock making for a minute here though. I've seen a lot of YouTube videos lately where people are talking about zero waste and about making vegetable stock out of scraps. And they're like, yeah, like onion skins and celery ends and carrot bits and all of that stuff is great. But then they go on to talk about like bits of pepper, like red pepper trimmings and like cabbage ends and broccoli stems and cauliflower stems and stuff and turnips. That stuff is not good for stock. So when you're making vegetable stock or any stock, what you want to use is aromatic vegetables. So the aromatic vegetables are carrots, onions, celery, garlic, leeks. I don't have enough fingers. I feel like that's kind of it. And then you want to add like herbs like bay leaves, thyme, things like that. Peppercorns are good. But like adding a cauliflower stock to a soup stock is not going to make it taste better. Like, think about it. Do you want to eat boiled cauliflower water? Probably not. I mean, I guess it makes it more nutritious, but it's not going to make your stock taste good. So save your ends for sure, and especially onion peels because they make your stock really nice and golden, which is super desirable when you're omitting chicken. But yeah, I'd say when it comes to things like peppers and cabbage and turnips, that stuff is just not what you want in a stock. So this is chicken stock. It's homemade. You can use store-bought, you can use water even, but I think a little bit of chicken stock is really good here. So I'm just gonna dump this in, and I don't know exactly how much I'm gonna need yet. I'm gonna let the onions be my guide. Oh, mushrooms are good in stock too. So that was 1 liter. This is another liter going in. And I'm only gonna add stock until I can kind of start to see it creep up. So I need a little more. So I'm gonna top this up actually with water. So yeah, vegetable stock, chicken stock, beef stock, mushroom stock are all really good options here. If you have some dried mushrooms kicking around, you can just pour boiling water over them and make a stock from them really easily. You can also use bouillon, store-bought, no big deal. Okay, so that was almost another liter. I'm gonna add a little bit more. There it is, max fill. Okay, and then to add a little extra golden brown color and also some really good rich flavor, I'm gonna add some tamari or any soy sauce. No measuring, just a big, nice, juicy glug. I love adding tamari or soy sauce to things like gravy sometimes because it's like adding salt, but also adding that good richness and umami, which I hate that word, but whatever. Next, I'm gonna add a big fat glug of olive oil just to give this some fatty, unctuous qualities. Again, same with the soy sauce. I'm just dumping, just glug. And then salt, I'm gonna add a good teaspoon, probably 2. Just to start. I might need to add more seasoning at the end. Actually, let's call that a tablespoon. And, ooh, I need some bay leaves. Could you, do you think you could pass me some bay leaves? Go. Just like 3. Mm-hmm. Thanks, babe. So, bay leaves going in. I have some fresh thyme out in the garden that I kind of want to add, but I forgot to go get it. So maybe we can just go get it right now. Secret mission. Oh yeah, nice. All right, so we're back with a big fat juicy bunch of thyme, and this is a biggie, but I'm just gonna give it a little rinse and then just chuck it right in. And we're just gonna fish this out later. Okay, I think that's it. I might just give it a little stir. Just kind of shove everything in there, make sure the olive oil's in and the soy sauce and everything's kind of buried. And then, as with Instant Pot life, you just crank on the lid and turn it on. So this one's gonna take about 25 minutes. I'm gonna walk away. I might make some croutons. So, lots of time has passed. You guys, these things are great and all, but like 25 minutes is not 25 minutes. That took such a long time. It's 10:03 right now, and we're hungry as heck. It's almost time to open it. We have to wait for this thing to pop down. Wait for it. Jeez Louise. Really makes you... really builds anticipation, doesn't it? All right, we're in business, So I'm gonna open this guy up and see what we got. So musical. Ooh, so I love that the thyme and the bay leaves automatically float to the top, leaving very little guesswork for me. So let's see what we've got here. Ooh, you guys, all the juice has cooked out of the onions now, so it's really soupy. Look at that. So all that's left to do is give it a taste and see how we did. I mean, I'm fully prepared to make some adjustments here at the last minute. I'm gonna add just a bit more soy sauce, or tamari. And I also want to add a little bit of acidity, so I'm going to use apple cider vinegar. You could use balsamic vinegar. And here's where you just want to kind of like adjust to your taste. There's a good chance you're going to need a fair bit more salt. You might feel like you're adding a lot of salt, but you have to remember that this is a gigantic full pot of soup. So when you divide that up bowl for bowl, it's not that much. So we're going to do a little taste-a-rooney here. Ooh, it's nice. Okay, so let's bowl it up. So many onions. This is my favorite thing. This is my favorite moment. You might recall I made some croutons earlier, some gigantic ones. So I'm just going to float a couple of those in the top. And I'm also going to add a good bit of cheese. So I bought this crazy cheese bomb thing. It was 10% off. And apparently it makes an ideal gift or talking point. So I figure I'm going to talk to you guys about it. Look at this cheese bomb. You just open it up and it's cheddar cheese. It's actually pretty like bland, but it comes in a bomb, so I'm happy. I'm just going to crumble a little bit of this over the top. This is a great place for grated parm. It's a great place for crumbled blue cheese, if you are into that kind of thing. And you're done. That's it. This is everything I want. Thanks so much for tuning in today. I hope you like my onion soup. And if you happen to have a lot of onions hanging around and some stale bread, this is just the perfect thing. You don't have to go to the store. You can use any cheese you want. You can use any stale bread you want. You can use any stock you want. It's great. So enjoy. Instant pot onion soup. Delicious. Just when you think that you made a crappy, watery, boring soup, a little salt, a little soy sauce, and a little vinegar, and it's like